In the final tutorial for switching from Squarespace to WordPress, we explain how you can create and set up your pages using your flow theme, and finally how you can launch your website. So whether that is if you have your domain hosted with Squarespace or with another provider. So the first thing I want to do is create a slideshow. As most of you will want to have a large slideshow on the homepage, so we can first go here and create a slideshow. Now I'm going to use some of my images from the folder that I previously created that I showed you from my Flothemes site, and I have a lot of different items here created, and I will use these to create my site. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add slides, and again, all of this is covered in your documentation. I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to sort of create your site. And I'm just going to import those images. So to upload any images whenever you're uploading to WordPress, you can drag and drop those in, or whenever you click upload, you can select the folder as well. I prefer to drag and drop them in. I think it's an easier method, and it will save you some time. Now you can also have autoplay with your slideshows. Again, refer to the documentation for all the options available for that. I'm just going to hit publish, and I should probably have added a name here as well. I'll just do that in a second, and that I will just show you how to change something there. If you forget to do anything, you can change that afterwards. So I've added home slideshow, and it's going to label this also. Now you can proceed to create as many slideshows as you need for various pages. If you know you're going to have them on different pages, then by all means create those. The next thing you can do is upload any of your galleries. So if you are going to be creating multiple galleries or one gallery, it's really up to you. You can do either a best of gallery for your work, or different galleries for different types of work that you do, or in some cases our users will also create multiple galleries for different categories as well. So with the structure and the way that WordPress works is you can do either of those options, whether that is creating categories here, just creating one and naming it, and you can also add tags as well. So creating a gallery is pretty simple, and it's pretty much the same process for any post type. Just go in there, label it gallery 1, and then later I'll show you how to create a listing page, and that will be a page that allows you to display either blog posts or gallery posts on a page. So I'm just going to label it gallery 1. Again, I'll just add a category just for this purpose. And just add. And then I'm going to go down to the gallery. And again, you'll want to refer to your documentation just to make sure that it's that you've got the right one and the right video for that. But I'll just go through this process real quickly. And again, I'm just going to use some of the images that were already uploaded to Media Library. Again, you can add as many as you need and upload those as well. You can drag and drop them into order, etc., delete any that you don't need. And finally, you'll want to make sure you always add a featured image as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit publish. And I'm just going to create one more gallery for this, for the purpose of this tutorial, and again, I'll make it really quick. Just set the featured image, and again, you can select a category if needs be, and publish. Blogging will be the exact same method, so I'll just do one blog post again so you can see how that works. So again, add a new blog post. So add the title. Again, you can choose a category or add a new category. You can add tags if needs be. And some of them will also have decorative images, etc. and sidebars. You can select all of those options. I'm going to set a featured image real quick, and then I'm just going to upload images. So you can add some copy and text. It is pretty useful to add text here, explaining what the event was all about, the location, any vendors, etc. for SEO purposes. And then you can upload the images. When adding images, I always suggest selecting the first image and making sure the size is set to full size. That way that the images will import correctly. So you can insert one first, and then afterwards you can just add all the images or upload those as required. Inserting one at the start full size means that it will be set automatically to full size. So whenever you go to import all the rest of your images, they are going to be added at the right size, and you won't have some small images added into your post, which is sort of a common thing that happens to people when they first start using WordPress. So it's pretty simple. Again, just publish, and that will create a new post. And again, I'll show you where that will feed to later on. Another thing that we will do quickly, and this is sort of a general setting and a little hint and tip. So first we'll go to settings general, and we will add the site title. So again, you can update your site title and tagline, and that will be what shows up in the navigation up at the very top of your page. So up here, it will show there. So just update that for yourself. It's quite important to do that. Secondly, you will want to also go to settings and reading, and you will want to set a homepage. So you do no longer want your page to be the latest posts. You want to set a static page, and then you can select a homepage. So just choose any page, and I usually set the blog posts to 12 and 12 for these feeds, just for the purposes. It's this nice round number. And generally most listing views are in 3 columns. So set a page. Do not select the post page. It's not required because you will be able to set a page via the pages area. So we've created a slideshow. I showed you how to create a blog post in galleries. Now we will want to go through each of the pages and recreate the pages that we need. So in this case, I'm just going to create a home page. So I will actually choose the one I selected, the homepage portfolio. So let's do that. And I will just show you how to update that page. So in this case, I'm going to remove the copy from here. We don't need that. And this section with the newest themes is likely to be not be used. How we will use this in the new themes from 2017 on, you will have a layout section below. Again, you can refer to the documentation to make sure you have this for your theme. And you can do 2 things. You can choose a template, and with the new block builder, the templates are a really quick way to build out pages, and you can see a preview of how that works. So it's going to add all the elements and all the blocks from that page. So if I apply this template, it's going to replace everything that is in this layout tab. Again, the beautiful part about the new Flothemes is you can drag and drop anything into any order that you want. So I can move this up here, move it down here. I can remove any items, and I can additionally add anything to this page. So if I want to add a block for a call to action, I want to add a little contact form, or any FAQ blocks, etc. You can just simply add that to the site. So it's a really great way to start building your pages, and you get a lot of flexibility with the new themes. So what you want to do is just go ahead and replace all the content. So the slideshow we created earlier will now come in useful. I'm just going to select slideshow. And again, you just go through the different options for that, all covered in the documentation. Again, start going through and updating any items that you need and adding any images, etc. I'll just do this really quickly for you. Again, you're likely going to be uploading your own images here, and new images to fit the style. And one vertical image. Okay, and then we can just keep going through, update all these blocks as we go. Again, you'll build this page whatever way you want, and you can do that for each of your pages. This listing block, now this is how you can display blog posts or galleries on any page. So again, you can choose galleries, posts, and again, you can actually choose a category if you only wanted to show specific categories. You can choose the number of items for that. Again, there are a number of listing blocks that can be used, so you don't have to use this specific layout. Again, you can choose some different options for that, number of columns, etc. And if you want masonry or not. Again, highly recommend checking out the tutorial and documentation on how this works. I'm just giving you a quick overview to show you how you can quickly go in and build a page so you understand the process. So once I've completed it, you go ahead and hit update, and then you can go ahead and view your page to see how that looks, and then make any adjustments as required. So I've created this new page. Right now you can see it's a bit of a mess here at the top. The menu hasn't been set and we haven't added a logo, etc. But that's not going to be a big concern. We can make some updates to that later. Everything's starting to take shape. I haven't, as I mentioned, I haven't labeled anything or added anything, so it's still a bit raw, but you will go through all the options and update that as required. So the next step will be to go through all the pages and repeat that process and make sure that you're happy with all your pages. You'll also want to then set a menu, so go to Appearance and Menus. And you'll just want to select all the pages you would like to have in the menu. So I'm going to remove this menu for now. I'm just going to create a new menu. It's just going to make it quicker. And usually I label it Main Menu. And then I'm just going to select a few pages that I would like to have. So a home page, about page, a blog page, contact page, featured page, for example, maybe some galleries. And I'm just going to add that to the menu. And again, you can just change any of these items as required, so just drop them down, change the name, and if you want to add any drop-down menu or items, you can do so as well by taking any item. So for example, if I add another item in here, you can then put an item one place to the right, and that makes it a drop-down item. And finally, to make that the main menu, just select the primary menu and save that. So that will then start to clean up your menu. And then the site's really starting to take shape. Next, you would like to go to Flothemes and header. Again, check the documentation, just make sure that this is exactly the same for you. Select the header layout option that you would like. Then upload your logo. So again, you can add your own logo or use a text logo, etc. In this case, I'm going to keep a text logo as I don't have one. But you would upload your logo in here, and with some themes you'll have an option for a dark logo and a light logo, because you can have the option to change that depending on the slideshow image. I would also then suggest setting up the footer. So you have various options to select your footer and just updating all your details in here as well. So one of the main options you'll see on the footer here is a copyright section. You'll want to go ahead and make sure you update all your copyright area, and just make sure that you're happy with everything that's in this setting. So the header settings area and the footer settings area are quite important. Again, you can go through the other items such as the posts and the galleries to set up the global views for the site as well. So galleries will be one that most people will want to set up, and with the block builder as well, you also have the option to set up a global layout view for your gallery and choose the gallery view that you would like. If you wanted to use one of the templates to create that, you can do that as well, and choose one of the views that you've seen from the demo. In this case, I would like to use gallery view 2, And so we will just keep this as it is. So again, just go through all the options and make sure you have everything set up and you're happy with that, and just follow the documentation to make sure it's configured. I would suggest just going and checking the galleries to see if they look okay for you. In this case, my galleries are set up and looking really good. The blog posts, I do need to add featured images to those, so that's something you should go and do as well. I imagine the featured images don't come in from Squarespace, so make sure that you have featured images added to the posts and that your blog posts look good so you can align your images, etc. And then just go through each of the pages in your site and make sure that you're happy with how everything looks. Once you're finished with that whole process, I would make sure test any contact forms or contact pages you have on your website, and then just test it across all devices. Once you've tested it and made sure the contact form and everything's working, you can then launch your site. And to do that, you would go to the domain provider that you have. So whether that is with Squarespace in the domains area, or whether that is with another host or another domain provider such as GoDaddy, etc., you will just simply want to change your DNS settings from pointing to Squarespace to your new hosting panel. You may want to reach out to your hosting company to find out some details on how to do that, or you can reach us on support just to make sure that you do that correctly whenever you are launching your site. And that's it, folks. It's a pretty simple process. Just go in, replace all the pages with your own content. As mentioned previously, try to make sure that you check each of the pages that the links and the URLs remain the same, and this will be important for SEO. And if you do have any questions, just drop us a message to our support team, and we should be able to help, guys. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense, and you can make the transition smoothly from WordPress or Squarespace to WordPress. And as I mentioned prior, if you want us to help you with that process, check out the services packages that we have, the advanced installation service. We do help you with this full process, moving all the content and transferring everything, as well as the setup and the calls. Just make sure that you do refer to the documentation for your theme when going through the setup process. It will make your life a lot easier, and you will be able to make this transition yourself. So that's it, folks. Good luck getting set up with your new site. And as mentioned, if you do have any questions, just reach out to us. We're always here to help. Thanks.